Mafia, what's up? Good to see you again. We are on day 3 of the 2025 NFL Draft. The Bills trade back up to pick number 109 with the Chicago Bears, which they originally flipped back to the Bears, which is kind of insane if you think about it. But with the 109th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Deone Walker, the defensive tackle out of Kentucky. Now, I'm sitting here listening to all the draft analysts on ESPN talk about this guy. They are quite literally saying there is not a singular defensive tackle in this draft class that is as big as this guy is. 6'7", 328 pounds. He also comes from, like I said, Kentucky, which my producer, Mr. Brett Alper, on the ones and twos, is an alum from. So I was talking to him a little bit about this pick, and he said, look, what he lacks in skill, he makes up for in size. He is a mammoth of a human being. 6'7" is nothing to shake a stick at. And what I like about this pick so much is that Brandon Beane has not only listened to his draft analyst, listened to his scouting, listened to Sean McDermott, but he's listening to the fans as well. We needed a tree stump in the middle of this defensive line. I think this is a solidified nose tackle. Maybe not day one as a starter, but as a rotational piece. Someone that can literally just take up space. He's got raw power. His upper body is so strong. He's slow in the hips, he's slow in the feet, and he's not the craziest athletic. But you don't necessarily need him to do that, right? When you're that big, literally just take up space. Wrap up an offensive lineman in a big old bear hug. That's what I need you to do. I don't need you to get after the quarterback and sack him 6 times. That's why we drafted Landon Jackson. That's why we drafted TJ Sanders. I need you to stuff the middle of the field. That A-gap, so important to do so. And in 2024, again, not a guy that gets after the quarterback. Not even someone that gets pressures on the quarterback. But somebody that just takes up space. And you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, but what about him as a rotational piece? Like, is he going to start ever? Maybe next year. Not this year. He's got time to learn. He's got time to develop. He's got time to grow. This is a very solid pick. I can't give it an A because the upside is not that high. But I can tell you that it's probably a solid B- because a position of need, again, defensive tackle. We already addressed it in the second round. We went after an edge. The Bills are doing something that I don't think I've seen them do in a long time. They are absolutely understanding their biggest areas of need and directly addressing them. This is great. Not the pick, but this draft. And again, I don't hate the pick. Solid B-, but let me know what you have in the comment section below. I want to talk a little bit more about what the draft analysts say about Deone Walker, because you're probably thinking, who the hell is this guy talking to me about Deone Walker? It's clear that, he's not going to be a starter, so what's the point of drafting him? Well, Dane Brugler puts out this massive thing called The Beast every single year, and here's what he has to say. Walker is a unique athlete with impressive balance and movement skills for a 330-plus pounder, but his technique and pad level must catch up with his physical talent for the flashes to becoming consistent. If he adapts to pro coaching, he has the skill set to become an NFL starter. Not a Pro Bowler, a solid NFL starter. So you're basically drafting this guy off of size and potential alone. Again, not a day or week 1 starter in the 2025 NFL season. But that is exactly why we've got all these other players to help around him. He can take reps from, he can learn from, and great coaching in Sean McDermott. Now, before we wrap up on our friend, Mr. Deone Walker, I do have to give a major shout out to today's sponsor, and that is Game Time. Game Time makes getting tickets so much easier, fast, quick, and easy. Did you know the MLB season is officially upon us? And boom, that's where Game Time comes in. If you want tickets to go see a baseball game, but not just any ball game, you can go to concerts, comedy events, and more. All you have to do is go to the Game Time app and download that app. 60% off buying last-minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy event. Their all-in pricing tool allows you to see the total upfront cost with no surprise fees at checkout. So go to the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. The terms do apply, but again, create an account and use code CHATSPORTS, that's CHATSPORTS, for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Remember, if you want the best from your ticketing experience, if you want to see views from your seat, if you want to know exactly what your seat view is going to look like, you have to download the Game Time app and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Oh, what time is it? Well, it is game time, but last-minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed. Okay, Dion. I'm starting to, catch my breath here a little bit because I've just been so excited and amped up over these last couple of days. Brandon Beane, we trust. Sean McDermott, we trust. Josh Allen, MVP quarterback, we trust. Tell me one particular instance with this, excuse me, I'm going to rephrase that. Tell me how, looking at our selections in this 2025 draft, how we are not ready for a Super Bowl contending year. Tell me. Because we addressed cornerback 2. Maxwell Hairston, elite zone coverage. TJ Sanders, we addressed him because he's got that pass rush upside. Landon Jackson, an unbelievable edge out of Arkansas who's got the size and the length that we're looking for in the raw aggression. And then we plug up the hole probably at nose tackle for Deone Walker. I'm going to say it straight out loud. I think the Bills are my team in 2025 to make a Super Bowl. I believe so strongly in not only this draft class, but what Brandon Beane has done not only in free agency, but over the last 3 days. I think the vibes are high. I think we are ready to compete. Now, we do have way more draft picks today at 132, 169, 170, and 173, barring any trade, right? Because their trades happen, we've seen all day long. Yesterday they happened. The Bills have been very active in moving up and moving back down. So we will bring you the latest around all of the Buffalo Bills draft picks. But remember, Deone Walker, he is our 4th-round pick. Rotational piece, depth piece to start, but has that upside to continue. Now, if we just continue to take a look at some of the other picks that are coming up here in the NFL draft, as we are recording this, it's still going on at pick 118. The Houston Texans are on the clock right now. And let's just go over some of the picks that have already gone through so far, right? Deone Walker, right after that, the Jets picked a wide receiver out of Georgia. Ty Robinson went to the Eagles, the defensive tackle out of Nebraska. Danny Stutzman. Hey, by the way, I really like the Cam Scatterbo pick to the New York Giants. I thought that was pretty cool, too. So even though they're the other team in New York, I think it was fun to see him there as well. Trevor Etienne, the running back out of Georgia, goes to Carolina to be their 3rd back, kind of, behind Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard. And Cody Simon went to the Arizona Cardinals. A lot of these players you're going to see, some of them have some very good upside, but a lot of them are going to be rotational pieces, especially as you get to like round 6 and round 7. And then some of those guys are even practice squad players. But welcome, Deone Walker, to the Mafia family. You are a Buffalo Bill. My name is Moose. Until our next video, be cool.